Mm. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Trading number 273. Let's get it this morning. All right, what news do we have this morning? Fed Harker. Okay, okay. Pretty light news day for us on the markets. Pretty light news day for us. Fed Harker does have a speech. One of the Fed members. Let's take a look at this. This is something on UJ. UJ. And then I think we go take this out. I think we go take this out today. There was something I was looking at yesterday, actually, when it came to 1995, before the BOJ moved to an accommodative stance and subsequently cut interest rates to zero. The trade weighted value of the yen was 150.76. This year, the yen trades weighted value sank to a record low at 53. Damn. The balance to 57 since July is immaterial compared to prior slump. Although policies undermining the yen are changing slightly, they remain easier now than they were at the start of the easing cycle. The central bank intends to reduce bond purchases, but not halt them, and the plan is to keep buying in 2026, perhaps longer. Japan's interest rate is expected to rise, but only to around 0.6 by the end of next year, when it may no longer be the lowest interest rate globally, but it will certainly be one of them. Rally following intervention and small changes in policy in July did have a big effect, though. It drove traders from bets on yen dropping to wagers that it rises and seriously damaged the yen funding carrier trades. As a result, there is far less restraint on a drop that is supported by technicals and fundamentals. There is no speculation for the central bank to counter, which means intervention will be less effective. Unencumbered by big short positions, the yen could drop more quickly when than traders were expecting to do so. Interesting. So market sentiment kind of bearish on the yen, just the yen, not UJ, just the yen. So when I think about that, I come over here, I look at my Matif, right? And ever since, last week, right, when I was looking at this area on Matif, right, that I want to see the yen respecting, we have respected that 63 level, like 63 and some change, right? So I love the bearish sentiment right now on the yen. I love the strength that we have from our dollar right now, just considering uh, the the election coming around. Uh, I just love the strength that our dollar is getting, um, and I can see us really you know moving back to this 106 level, right? Very, very key level here, or even, 107, as we move closer and closer, and even through the election period. Uh, But what I'm looking at right now, it's like my daily on my dollar. Okay, daily on my dollar just generated the decision-making level. I love the way this looks. We don't have any volume showing on my dollar, like as far as on the buyer side of things. So I'll be cautious with that and interpreting that. But this is the daily. So as far as how quickly our volume is going to communicate with price on our daily, I mean, maybe a little lag. So I have to take that into consideration as well. Um, but yeah, just understanding that the dollar does have some strength uh, behind, like I said, the upcoming election and the potential candidacy, um, potential candidate we have, for winning that election. Uh, So we'll see how it goes. decision making level right here generated as well on my UJ chart. So I like that as we approach a decision, a strong decision making level that we respected. Some areas of inefficient price action right below it. So that's what I'm looking to see us move towards. Do we have this area inefficiencies, right? After we peaked out up here with price, right? Started losing volume, but price is not corrected, right? To me, I'm reading that as the Bulls are strong right now. The Bulls are as strong as, when they won back to back with Mike, with MJ and Scotty, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like the way this looks currently. So let's go down to the 15. More decision-making levels generated there, indicating that this is an area where decisions are being made, right? Decisions are being made. If price does want to come correct, let's see if it wants to move downwards to this area. I do see a 15-minute decision-making level there, right? That would give them, a sweep of this liquidity, and then a potential move back up. Let's see how it acts this morning. I'm not worried about gold. I'm not looking at gold this morning. Still trading UJ. Once I get some more funds in my account, and my margin for gold is like I've a lot more margin to play with, then I will get back into trading gold, but not in a hurry. This is not something that we have to rush ever, guys. Like I'm super reserved in my trading approach these days. As my mic isn't plugged in. Test, 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 test. There it goes. So yeah, like I said, I'm super reserved in my trading approach these days, which is understanding that regardless, it takes time. Like I'm not in a hurry to see those, $1,000 trades or $100 trades or $100,000 trades. Like not in a hurry because we don't have to be VXT. You know what I'm saying? Like we just take our time with this thing, make sure we're executing, make sure we're analyzing, make sure we're following our plan. Speaking of plans, I haven't read my devotional in a while for my trading. Um, and I woke up this morning a little bit late, right? So today's gonna be a good day for me to balance my psychology and take a look at the trading declaration and devotional that we provide. Grab some water real quick, actually. One sec, be right back. Step away. Grab some water real quick. I'll be right back. All right. So price moving on this decision making level, we've seen the rejection from this decision making level. Yeah, and given my sentiment I have right now on UJ, I won't look to play anything to the downside on UJ. I just want to see it correct. Um, and then if it doesn't, and my, confirmations reveal themselves for me to buy, then I'll buy. Um, but I don't want to get in a situation where, you know, I enter any sells and then we start to move back upwards because that is the current sentiment I have on UJ. And just if we understand technical factors and the fundamental factors, like, UJ is in a bullish trend as of late. So Philly Fed. So we did have some news today, but they're not telling me that it's highly important. Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. I'm not sure what the red book year over year is. I really need to get some tunes going, some of those orca sounds. Shout out Bloom COQ, man. Bloom COQ just had a B day, October 20th, 10/20. I want you guys to go wish Bloom COQ a happy birthday, man. Go Quentin X Trades on social media platforms. All right, go subscribe to his channel. Go give him a follow on the socials. Go shoot him a message. Let him know happy birthday. Right. Always a blessing when we can see another year. All right, so let's take a look at what we're looking at here. 5 minute chart, a lot of rejection at this area. A lot of rejection at this area. And so like it's one of those things like I am okay with entering like a buy here. Like once I analyze a little bit more. But since we've had so much rejection towards the downside, um, and the upside though, and the upside, right? But since there are more, there's a greater target towards the upside, right, than there is to the downside, right? I like buys. I like buys right now. Um, just because, like I said, you know, first of all, this Mativ, right, is such a gem for us to be able to gauge and separate our currencies. So I love being able to separate the yen from UJ and just solely looking at the yen. Because it's still below, right? Remember that daily average, right? Really respected that daily average. And if you just look all the way from October 21st, right? Monday, what is that? Yeah, that's Sunday. And that's today's Tuesday. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday like 1 a.m., right? And let's go to this chart real quick. Sunday at 1 a.m., right? Or Monday at 1 a.m., excuse me. 21st, right? Look how bullish we've been. Look at this. Like we don't have to guess. We don't have to guess. If we're guessing on the market, that doesn't mean we're gonna be for certain. We know what's gonna happen, but there are plenty of tools available to us to be able to build a really accurate picture on the potential areas, right? the potential areas that price could travel. Look at this. Ever since midnight, right? Let's slide this over a little bit more. Midnight, October 21st, right? What do we have? What do we have? UJ moving bullish. Why is UJ moving bullish? Because ever since then, the yen has been moving bearish, right? And that was confirmed the moment that we broke below its average, right? So it's just super clean the way that lines up there. So let's get in here. Let's get in here. Let's check Finviz. Haven't done that this morning. Let's do that. Drop that in the Discord. Where's my Finviz? Where's my Finviz? Where's my Finviz? There you are. All right, so Finviz looking solid. Back here. Give me that. Give me that. Get that out of my way. Oh, backwards. Starting to move bullish a little bit here. So yeah, I definitely want to see price get outside of all this. Definitely want to see price get outside of all this. Paying attention to my volume down here. Not much here from buyers yet. Still a bearish cloud, right? I don't want to touch that when the cloud. I mean, it is a cloud, right? Because bearish cloud. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't want to mess with, entering a buy just yet, especially when my cloud is still bearish. Um, Still opening, leaving room for correction, right? Right. Still really early on in the sesh. Still plenty of time. Not sure what alarm is going off, but there is an alarm going off right now. Dollar has some good movement bullish. I like to see that. As I embark on today's journey, remember to apply the wisdom gained from my past experiences with humility and respect for the market's power. Embrace patience and maintain a good attitude while waiting for the best trading opportunities. Let discipline guide my actions, adhering to my trading plan and managing my risks wisely. Amidst market turbulence, maintain my inner peace, regularly seeking clarity and peace of mind. At the end of each trading day, reflect on my actions, learn from the outcomes, and prepare for the next day with a renewed spirit. Trust in my unique path and the guidance that has led me here as I navigate markets with confidence and determination. Shout out to Bloom Trading Plan. Shout out to Bloom Trading Plan. All right, I actually need to pull up that because that made me think of something. Pull my trade log, make sure I got that ready to go. Trade log is up to date. 1017 was my last entries I took. I'm paying attention to volume right now on my 1 minute chart, MACD. Just looks like it's maybe reaching its peak, right? And just looking at this 5 minute, remember I said this bears cloud, still opening room for correction. So that combined with my 1 minute potentially reaching its peak in volume and my signal line, right? Those two indications will allow me to be really patient, right? So I'm like I said, I'm not in a hurry. You're not in a hurry at all. Price isn't gonna go anywhere without me, and if it does, there will always be another trade. There'll always be another um, move we can take. And I have had some coffee, and actually, wow, I'm sitting here thinking, I've had caffeine, but um, coffee wise, I haven't had some morning coffee in probably, I'd say at least three, maybe 2, 3 weeks. That's actually impressive. I say that because we're gonna need some this morning. We're gonna need some this morning. I'll give myself another half hour, or I'll wait till my lady comes out and she's making herself coffee, and I'll say, "Hey, babe, can you make me one?" So Redbook year over year, I'm still not sure what that is. Let me try to get some more intel on Redbook year over year. Patience. Patience. Okay. Okay, so I like this. I like this. So I always, sometimes look at these folders, right? And then, sometimes I let the okay, so this is down year over year. Um, the impact kind of f influence how I view said folder. Um, but just looking into briefly the Red Book year over year, um, it's going to be 9,000 large merchandise retailers, including department stores, discount stores, and chain stores, reporting insight into consumer trends, right? And basically, what that is going to do is it's going to contribute directly to consumer spending, right? And consumer spending will influence the GDP, because if we have an increased year over year, then that's just gonna signal that consumer demand is healthy. It may boost investor confidence. And so since we did get a lower figure than the previous year, this may just get exactly what I'm looking for this morning. And that's that correction, right? That's that slight correction. Nothing happening yet on our dollar. Excuse me. Wow. Didn't realize I was on mute. But yeah, I was saying that I entered a buy. We got some strong movement from our dollar. I like the area that we are in to move bullish because of the area of inefficient price action I have above. I like what the yen has been doing, right? And the placement that it's held with our daily average of the yen, and then understanding the fundamentals of the yen. Like I just read that article at the beginning of the call with the yen, and market speculation around the yen is that it's going to keep losing value, um, which, you know, on the other side of that, the yen losing value, the dollar is gaining strength, which means UJ, I like bullish on UJ right now. I like bullish on UJ. Let's see. Let's see what FinViz looks like. Started the morning at, that's the other day, started the morning at 0.03 on FinViz. Currently sitting at, why does this thing keep popping up? 0.07. So not too much change yet. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, dollar moving on a 4 hour level. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that 4 hour level is up here. Yeah, I actually like that. Oops. My entry point, 150.94. 50.75. Okay, so about 2 to 1 on that entry there. Not too shabby. I like the way that looks. Let's go back over here. Give me some movement downwards from our UJ. I love what I'm seeing down here from my MACD. Just because the volume is my headphone just died, so I actually need to go grab my other AirPod, because I left it in the car last night. All right, I'll be right back. Love what I'm seeing. This is kind of why I like that 1 minute volume a second ago on my MACD, just because it was strong. Like it came out so strong. And it's not to say that it can't keep going downwards. Like I'm still completely aware of that being a possibility. But like this move here, these like one, two, three candles. right? Let's see. Yep, one, two, three, four candles, right? Just look at our look how much volume we got within that. You know what I'm saying? And then basically lining up with our with all the volume that we've had on the bearish side over the last, like, look at that. If we keep going back, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as just looking at the bars down here, right? This is all I'm focusing on real quick, right? Just look at these. Just look at the peak of our seller volume, right? If I just put a horizontal line right there, right? Look at the peak of our seller volume, right? And look where it is right now, or on that move, right? And so as we play it forward, right, peaked through that area, right? And now it's correcting against it. And so could turn back around on us and head back bullish. Check the 5 minute. There's just so much going on in this level. I'm not really concerned about my trade. So, I mean, a little bit of drawdown, but it's no biggie at all. As I hear my little girl waking up, so she'll make her appearance here shortly. Hmm. It looks like there's a lot of political uncertainty in Japan. Japan's ruling coalition of the Liberal Democratic Party and the Komeito Party risks losing its majority in the lower house at the Sunday's election, according to recent polls conducted by local media. Latest polls show a decline in approval rates for the ruling coalition, says RBC Capital Markets' Alvin T. Tan in an email. Further slippage in approval rates could instill higher political uncertainty in Japan and may complicate the BOJ's timeline for policy normalization, Tan says. Hence, UJ upside risk should continue to predominate in coming days. Okay, interesting. think it's time for that coffee. See the sun coming out, which is nice. Hi, pretty. I was prepared for us to come down to this level, even lower than that if it wants to. One's what, 50.65. Is that pretty? You made me want to, please. You made me want to. Unless you don't have time. You gotta turn it around, mama. Mama, you gotta turn it around. Yeah. Oh my goodness. If it's down from this morning. Not by much. Here we go again. Price reaching that peak. Let's see how it responds. I have this level marked here on my 5 minute. Where did I get that level from? I got this level from this decision making level right in here. Right. I saw right in there. And the reason why I looked for a level there was because I have this liquidity here. I want to see price, see how it reacts to that level. And this is, an area that we've seen price use time and time again, you know, ranged below it. broke above it, range, below it, broke above it, range, broke above it, came back, touched it, left liquidity, right? So I just want to see how it responds to this level. What? Hello, hello, ready. Hello, mama girl, no, 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 stop messing with daddy's clothes. Stop messing with daddy's clothes. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna come out there. I gotta get my bag. About to make a coffee real quick, cause lady didn't have time. All good. Like this rejection we're getting from this level. I like the volume I'm getting from this level. And I marked this here. It's a little faint because I have it the same color as my normal decision imbalance. But that is an area of imbalance that I'm looking at. Inefficiency and price action that I want to see us move back towards. Similar to this orange box, but this is just in a smaller time frame. Um, so I want to see how I want to see us go move towards that area. But I'm still gauging this level here, which is a 5 minute decision making level. You go, Brady.
Every I think you, I don't know if you, think you, you. Actually, mm. Fuck the answer. Calling CNK. Maybe.
You got your badge? You got your badge? All right, bro.
Here, ready.
All right, so we're just blasted through that level after we corrected a little bit. 5 minute level here. Took out that liquidity. So now let's see how it reacts. Let's see how it reacts. Check our dollar. And our dollar still has some strength too. So, I'm not super concerned with this little move here from UJ. I was able to put some more funds into my account so like I can absorb this type of movement. Um, so yeah, not super concerned. That doesn't mean I'm just gonna keep letting it go like in the wrong direction of my trade. I have um, a plan currently. I also want to see how the yen responds to its daily average, right? On my Mativ. And so I'll analyze that. But if my dollar gives me strength, right, that that is that's ultimately going to help RUJ, right? So it's just about being patient, man. It's just about being patient, patient on our entries, patient on our exits, patient, patient, patient. Don't need to rush. We don't need to force. We don't need to guess. We don't need to hope. We don't need to do any of that. We need to have a plan and we need to be patient. That's it. What are you doing, Brady? Let me see. Let me see. Come here. Say hi. Say hi, Daddy. Say hi, Daddy. Say hi, Daddy. Thank you, Mama. Get that wick. I'll tell you what, any chance I drink some coffee or tea, best believe I'm using my dad mug. That was highly needed. That cup of coffee was highly, or mug of coffee, I should say, was highly needed. Invis, Matif, let's see. I want to see what it does here. And I don't mind if this comes up here and touches. But I'm analyzing to see if it wants to come above this. Because this line here, guys, if you didn't watch the last live call, is taking 26 periods of price. All period all periods mean in this specific instance is 1 hour, right? So this line is taking 26 hours. If I had it on the 5 minute, it would take 26 times five, because it's doing 5 minutes. 26 times five was that 303 130. So that'd be like, 2 hours worth of price action, right? Um, I'm looking at a day's worth of price action, basically, a day's worth, right? And so as long as we stay below that level, right, we are below the daily, let's call it trend, right? We're below the daily trend. So similar to last week, right? When, this level, and shout out Mativ for allowing me to save my chart. Um, you got to it's just a free membership you sign up for, but then you're able to save your markups because this is emulating TradingView. They provide the chart by TradingView. Um, but decision making level found. That's why it's circled here. This blue line here, and I'll make it a little bit wider. Boom. That is a decision making level. Okay. That's a 1H DML, right? And just below it, we have another 1H DML. Okay. Why is that so important? Because we see the respect we're getting, not only from that level, but combined with what this baseline is telling me. Yes, we did break above here, right? So if we were to go to our chart, okay, this is October 18th, right? Let's go to it. October 18th. This is why this is funny because I don't trade on Fridays. But if we go to October 18th, right? We pull up Matif again. So October 18th at 7 a.m. Okay. October 18th at 7 a.m. We go to this is our UJ now. If we go to October 18th at 7 a.m., what is happening? Okay, okay, watch this. So what is happening at this level? So this is 3 a.m., right? What is it telling us at right here at 3 a.m.? It's telling us, buyers on our yen push price above our daily average, right? You see that? You guys see that, right? So buyers here, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's pull this up on the big screen. Let's pull this up on the big screen. Shout out Apple for finally being able to let me split my windows up. But in this instance, let's pull it up on the big screen because this is really, God, this is a really good nugget. I'm giving you guys right here. Okay, so look at this, right? So let's do this. Boom. Give me my annotation tool. Okay, I want that. All right. So this, right? This is telling us that buyers pushed price above our daily average, right? Because our red line is our daily average. And the fact that we got this wick, and that's a strong wick, right? It closed down here, but it pushed all the way up here, right? Above our daily average. That's at 3 a.m. Okay. So now what I want to show you, let's go back to our trading view, right? Let's get rid of my drawings. Clear. Let's get rid of that. So at 3 a.m., right? At 3 a.m., what did we start getting? Right? You see this wick? What time is that wick at? That wick is at 3:10, right? So at 3 a.m., the yen buyers pushed the yen above its daily average. At that point, we started getting a potential signal that we're moving bearish, right? A few minutes later, a few hours later, what happens? Sell off. Why? Because our yen then moved above our daily average, right? And so now that we corrected, not only did we correct, guys, but we respected the same decision-making levels I'm looking at on my UJ, right? The same decision-making level like this one right here on my 5 minute, right? That I wanted to see price respect, right? The same way I find that level, right? You see the highlighted portion right here. The same way I find that level and the same way that price is utilizing that level to respect on my UJ, right? We go to Matif, we see that same respect from that level even after buyers pushed our yen above our daily average, right? Sold off hard, pushed price above our daily average, respected my decision making level, sold off hard again, right? And so now that we're moving back upwards on our yen potentially, right? That's why I'm gauging, okay, if this were to close above this level, I would be looking at that a little different. If this were to wick even stronger above this level, I may look at that a little bit different. However, closing price is what's important to me, right? Especially when I'm separating the chart, when I'm separating my yen from my dollar, right? Closing price is really important because like buyers are gonna step in. They should step in, right? They should step in at some point, right? But it's like how strong are they, right? Anybody can show themselves on the market, but how strong, how much impact will they continue to have after, both buyers and sellers start stepping in with each other? So that's fire right there. And what do we get? I know you guys see it. I know you guys see it. Let me see. Let me see who we got. I know you guys see it right now. What did we get? What did we get? Decision making level. Like this is just spectacular, right? This is, and you guys are probably like, what are you talking about? So price came down, right? Touched my 5 minute decision making level over here, right? Three candle structure, boom, 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 right? Price comes down, respects that level. Sellers try to leave its own decision making level, and buyers come right back around right after sellers give us this action, right? Candle one, two, three, buyers step in, boom. All of a sudden, that turns into a decision making level again, on top of a decision making level already, right? And so now, what could happen? Sellers could then close below this bullish candle. And then what would that be? That would be another decision making level. Now, sellers dominating that area, right? But I'm not going to say I don't believe, I don't think, because I don't want to have that type of mindset. I'm going to really be conscious of the language that I use on these calls and just anytime you guys hear me talk about trading, because I want us to start utilizing our words because our words are powerful, right? Our words are powerful. Even on the market, right? Even on the market when we don't think, there it goes again, when we don't feel that our words have influence on our decisions? They do. They influence our decisions. They influence our perspective. They influence our insight. They influence those things subconsciously, right? So we have to be careful with the language that we use, or we will make excuses for the market. We'll make excuses for the market. We'll make excuses for our trades. We'll make excuses for our entries, our exits, our risk management protocols. We'll make excuses for those things by because our language and how we were analyzing the market allowed us to, right? And we don't want to make excuses. We don't want to make excuses. We just want to execute. We just want to execute. Okay. So um I'm going to be conscious of my language that I use because it's something that I have to change as well. Right. There's a reason why there's sometimes I do say certain things that I don't want to say on the market. And then I have to catch myself and say, hold on. No, I don't want to think. I don't want to feel. I don't want to assume. I can have a bias, right? Kind of just like you could have a bias about things without allowing that bias to consume your perception, right? What you doing, mama? What you doing, pretty? Come here. Come here. Come to me. Come here. Come to me. Come here. Come to me. Come to me. I get you up. I get you. Come here. Come here. I get you. I get you. Come here. Come here. I get you. Come here. All right. So just reading candles, reading candles. What is this? What am I seeing? What is price communicating to me? Um, okay. Decision making level generated. Let's do this. Decision making level generated telling me that okay, sellers may take over from this level. They may take over. Large wick down. What does that wick down mean? It means that sellers were able to push price to this point, but buyers didn't allow it. What is an indication that buyers stepped in at this level? This decision making level here, a decision making level that was generated by buyers, right? Once sellers pushed below that decision making level, buyers stepped in and said, okay, we'll allow a close up here. Okay. Next candle comes out. What happens? Buyers step in strong. Buyers step in strong, much stronger than sellers, right? Next candle, what happens? Right? Sellers try to take back that level. What happens? Buyers say, no, no, no. This is our level. Pushes price back up. And so, what is another indication that sellers have lost strength? What's another indication that sellers have lost strength? Right? Come on. I know you guys see it, right? We've lost buyers volume or sellers volume, excuse me, right? This is why we're patient. We're patient. We're patient. We're patient. We're patient. We're patient. Okay. We don't allow price movement, volatility. There was a few spikes in there where honestly the EHM trades of old, EHM trades of about 3 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, I would have pulled out of that trade. I would have said, nope, I don't want to deal with this because it looks like that language, it looks like price may do this. I don't want to act off what it looks like. I want to react off what it's doing. Okay? I don't want to react. I don't want to act off what it looks like. We understand the potential, right? Those are two different type of words.
right? What it looks like versus the potential, right? Because I'm telling you, yeah, EHM trades of old, but I would have pulled out of that trade because for one, I didn't even understand why we were getting that bearish movement, right? And so as we develop in trading, as we see this time and time again, I did understand why we did get some sellers movement there, right? Because of liquidity. Because of liquidity, right? And what happened? I said at the beginning of this call, I understood the potential that price could move down to these liquidity points, right? And it did. It took out liquidity there. It took out liquidity over here, right? Left this liquidity, but took out this liquidity and took out that, right? Took out whatever buy, whatever orders that were sitting at that level, right? Buy orders sitting at that level, right? And for those putting their stop losses at that level, boom, came down, sweet, give me that, right? And now what are we doing? Moving back to that area of inefficient price action that was generated on the seller's move, right? This is beautiful. And if I flip to my dollar, what are we going to see on our dollar? Because UJ is moving bullish, right? Just a second ago, when we were moving bearish, the dollar wasn't showing that same type of bullish strength. So let's go to my dollar. What do we have on the dollar? Bullish action, right? Bullish action. Okay. Let's look at another indicator, another confirmation. Finviz. Finviz was in the negatives just a second ago, right? Patience, 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 right? All we need is patience. What's up, mama? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. All right, so price moved basically right back to my entry. So now I'm, sitting basically at break even. Patience, 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 patience. Okay. I'm still looking to take this to my take profit. I like my take profit area, 151.15. We have this area of inefficient price action above, right? So I like us still moving to that level, 151.5. I'm gonna go to El Baño. I'll be right back. Oh, she almost knocked over my coffee. This is no, mama, please, because that's gonna burn us both. Okay, that's not gonna be any fun for you or for me. It's like some news. I heard some news come out just a second ago. Let me drop that back down. Let me update my trade log because I did enter a trade and it is 10:22. I entered a trade at 6:03 a.m. on UJ. We entered a buy on UJ. We entered a 0.01 lot. We entered at 150.940. And I'll build my rationale. I'll put that in there, but like the level that we were at, based on the yen and what I was just reading fundamentally from the yen, I like the weakness that the yen carries. I like the strength of our dollar, understanding that we're nearing a presidential candidate, and just understanding what I believe about the strength of the dollar that will come from the next president. Um, and so really fundamental aspects is the reason why I entered a buy this morning. And then just looking at the resistance, I won't use that word actually, just looking at the um ranging price action here from this level, since price was never able to correct this move, and we just ended up ranging at this level, combined with the strength that I understand fundamentally from the dollar, um and then inversely the weakness from the yen. Loved the buy this morning. We moved on my 8-hour decision making level. I just loved the buy this morning. So rationale, I'll be able to, throw that in my trade log. Um, and yeah, like I said, we're being patient. Patient Pete. Oh, you guys don't know Patient Pete? Patient Pete is a real dude. Patient Pete is a real dude. So let's see what happens here at this level. Because this is still a level that like hasn't shown me that buyers are going to just take off through. But what it has shown me, but what I do understand that is buyers are they're playing ball. They're playing ball, right? So about break even, I'm not looking to get much from this trade, honestly. I'm looking to get about like 30 pips, 151. Got like a 3-to-1 entry. I'm looking to snag 56 pips on this one here. 56-piece nugget, you know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody on the chat. Chatty chat chat. All right. Sorry, mama, you want that? Here, grab it. You just like making noise. You silly. You silly, Precious. For those of you that don't know, my little girl's gonna be 8 months soon. Precious. She's probably seen more charts than I did by the time I was freaking 21 years old. What? Where you going? Where you going? There's just nowhere to go. You gonna say something, say something. Don't smack it. We gonna say hi, say hi. Don't smack it. Say hi, say hi. Let's not ignore the fact that price filled this inefficient price action, please. Okay. Let's not ignore that. Because that's a like if I wanted to, I could have played the bounce off of this level and bought off of this level and took it to my imbalance, right? Those type of trades, I like to take those trades once I um have more capital and I can put in a greater lot size because that's a play that I'm planning to get in and out, right? I'm planning to get in here and out here with that type of play. So I didn't need to force that there. I didn't even think about taking that play, honestly. But like you said, we can reverse this stream, right? We talked about when we got to this level, I marked this area of inefficient price action, and that now that area has been filled. And then, can you do me a favor and hand me her toy, please? That spinny one. Thank you. All right, so I like to bounce off of this level right here. Let's go to my 1 minute. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was not quite, not quite. I was gonna say you can leave them open a little bit. Thank you though. Yep, yep. Keep going. Yeah, it's good right there. Cause that sun was kicking my ass. All right. So I like to bounce off of this level. If we're looking at our MACD on this 1 minute, we did reach a high point, right? Volume looking like it wants to turn around, right? Buyer's volume weakens, seller's volume steps in briefly. So let's see how it reacts. Um, now let's see, we got decision making level in there. Mama, I'm gonna put you back down if you can't sit still. I'm gonna put you back down. You can't sit your booty still. You wanna trade for me? You wanna trade for me? We're already in a trade. You don't need to hit the button. I think it's stuck. Hold on, Mama. All right. Price correcting that level there. Let's see how it reacts to that decision making level. Let's check our MATIF. Okay. Again, still respecting its daily average. Here, want it? You want it? You don't want it? Fine. Fine. I'm not getting it again, mama. You keep dropping it on purpose. 5-minute MACD volume showing that buyers losing a little bit of pressure here. Let's check Finviz. Finviz still neutral on the day. Patience, 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 patience. Patience, patience, patience. Come on. You just want to touch everything. You just want to touch everything, huh? You just want to touch everything. You just want to touch everything. That's what you do. You just want to touch everything. You want to touch everything. Rock-a-bye-lay-lay on the trading. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Meow, 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 meow. My little precious, you turn. I didn't think you'd like that. Here. Bye-bye. I'll see you in a little bit. I see you in a little bit. You're fine. You're fine. Here. Here. Come here. Here. Well, she figure out that's why, huh? Need your little. All right, so I'm gonna head out of here in 12 minutes. I need to leave by 7:30 so that I can get Caden, 9-year-old, to school on time. All right, on time. So I'm gonna head out of here in 12 minutes. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going to happen, or not what's going to happen, but my approach. Okay. So as the furthest I will allow this trade to correct against my position, if it decides to do it again, is this decision-making level. Not the point of liquidity. And depending on, let me see, 150.606, depending on what that, let's see, 150.606. So it's like the same thing. Let's see. Okay, so 150.6, 150.606. Yeah, what am I doing? 150.606. Okay. What about 150.7? Okay, 150.6. Current account balance 64.74 times 0.03. So about $2 is what I can risk per entry with my current account size. Because I'm comfortable risking 3% per entry. 3% is my daily goal as far as my profit goes. So I'm comfortable risking, basically my daily goal each entry. Because there's gonna be days we get more than that. There's gonna be days we get less than that. But just in the light of compound interest, um, that's what I'm hanging my hat on. That's what I'm hanging my hat on. So if I get 12% in a day, which if you head over to the Discord Profits and Lessons channel, you'll see there has been those days where I've gotten 12%, 30% in a day. And so just in the light of compound interest, that puts us days and days ahead. And that is why that compounddaily.org is so fire because it allows us to kind of build that patient type of mindset because it takes time for things to compound, right? It takes time for things to start multiplying. And so, I like the 156.06. I like that as my stop, my final stop loss. If price wants to go all the way back down here and then move all the way back up, then that's just gonna have to be something that I deal with, right? And I deal with that lesson because what it's gonna allow me to analyze is okay, Marcus, we could have refined our entry point this morning, right? We didn't have to enter up here. We could have waited for that correction, because we saw the potential for that correction, to happen, right? To come down somewhere around this level or even this level. Like I noticed that the moment I got on the chart this morning. And so that's something I have to be aware of that and so if it price does end up coming and hitting my stop loss, then I just deem that as that's my lesson for the day, right? And so because we always want to pull lessons from our profits or when we see that negative result from our trade. So 150.606 is where I have my stop loss in. Um, and so I'll continue to analyze. I'll put this down here. So let's see. Let's take a look at this. I will put a alarm on my cloud crossing, lagging line, crossing, cloud, crossing, baseline once per bar. So that's going to tell me when this line crosses my black line. And I don't want to really get into the details of why I'm doing it that way. But that's how I'm just going to gauge if price does that's how I'm gonna gauge, when I'm, on the road and I get my alarm, it doesn't mean I'm gonna pull up my chart and start analyzing the chart as I'm on the road, but just kind of keeps me aware of what's going on with my trade throughout my day today. Um, and then when I have time to look at the chart, I'll be able to see that alarm, pull it up, and then go from there. But 150.606 is where I have my stop loss in right now. And so I'm looking to take this trade to 151.5, which is going to be about halfway, maybe a third of the way through this area of inefficient price action. Just considering that there is still some um, things to happen this week, right? So let's see here. We have crude oil prices a little bit later today, existing home sales month to month tomorrow. And so, we should have a little bit more volatility within this NY session when we get some news tomorrow. And then I'm starting to really love our JPY news, excuse me. Um, and just being able to understand what's going on with that economy. Um, I was just talking to a friend about this the other day, and I definitely can't wait to diversify into these other exchanges and these other markets, and really start to maximize our understanding of the macros, because macroeconomics is a global thing. Like it's not just U.S. based; it's a global thing. And the more we understand what we're involved in, and if you're in the U.S., then we're mostly involved with U.S. Economical changes, political changes that affects us here in the U.S. But we know U.S. is the powerhouse, so Kind of like I've said it time and time again from, I forget the video. I want to say it was either Bloomberg or from Wall Street Journal. When the U.S. sneezes, other countries catch a cold. So that's something I always hold on to as well, just the influence that the dollar has on all other currencies. Um, and so as we, in the light of diversification, you know, it's smart for us to utilize other markets. If we think of companies like a BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the entire world, right? They are diversified in all markets, right? They're not just messing with the US stock exchange. They're not just messing with, US currencies, right? They're messing with every market, whether it's stocks, whether it's futures, whether it's metals, whether it's you know they're diversifying their investments correctly, right, to be able to become the largest asset manager in the world. So I've kind of actually grown a little bit of I've liked to hear, CEO Fink talk about Larry Fink, talk about how he came up. Like, I've been watching a few documentaries on that, and just it aligns exactly, of how we can maximize the opportunities of individual markets, whether it's the Tokyo Stock Exchange or the U.S. Stock Exchange or bonds and securities, or even contemporary art. Right? There's so many different things that we can utilize um, from just understanding the macros, right, and understanding what our economy is doing, right? So that's kind of something that I really can't I can wait to get into. I won't say I can't wait, because we want to be patient. So just like I said a little bit earlier, just focusing on our language, we can wait to encounter certain things, because we aren't ready yet. Me personally, I'm not ready yet to diversify like I want, right? I'm ready to maximize this market. I'm ready to maximize the foreign exchange market. I'm ready to maximize all pairs that are in correlation with the USD. I've dabbled with GJ, GBP, JPY, but I truly feel, when you try to stretch yourself to when you try to stretch yourself amongst other currencies and charts and pairs and stuff like that, um, at least for me, it can get overwhelming, um, because I want to have I want to um, I want to dominate one market first, right? I have a really good outlook on gold. I've always enjoyed gold, but the capital is not there for me yet. And I've UJ it's been good to me, and I really am just liking how the fundamentals line up with this chart and this pair. So this is the one, that I'll put most of my trades in on, over the next, 6 months, and just truly dominate this lane of USD JPY. So yeah, that's pretty much it. 723 right now. My stop loss is in at 150.606. So if price gets down there, then this will negate in a lesson. If not, I still have a lesson to pull from it, because I could have refined my entry point, and I could have been in down here, but I'm not, because I decided to take a trade prior to that. And I wasn't patient enough to wait for price to correct. Okay, so that's a lesson learned there. However, I do like this trade a lot. Um, I see the potential for us to go hit my take profit. If we take a look at FinViz, it's still pretty much, neutral for today. If we take a look at my trade down here, you see I'm pretty much in a break-even state. If we take a look at Matif on the left here, we see it's respecting our daily average. So I love that. No news for the rest of today. I think Fed Harker's having his speech still. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for today's call. I am Bloom CEO Marcus. Make sure you go wish Bloom CEO Q a happy birthday. All right, just go do that. Quentin X Trades on Instagrams, TikTok, socials, right? Go wish him a happy birthday. Drop it in the comments here once you view this. Even if it's in 2 months, you look at this, drop a comment, shoot him a happy birthday message. It's always a blessing to see another year around the sun. And it's always a blessing that we have this opportunity to utilize this market. I'm extremely grateful for having this opportunity because, without this, I don't know what I would be doing as far as, this is something I really love doing. I have a passion for doing this, and I'm becoming proficient at it as well. And then, in the wise words of Myron Golden, the arena of purpose is when our passion meets our proficiency, and that's when we're in our arena of purpose. And I feel like I'm really walking into that. So I love doing this. I love talking to you guys. Whether there's, one of us on here, whether there's a million of us on here, I love what we do. And so, yeah, I'm Bloom CEO Marcus, EHM Trades, and I will see you guys mañana. Hasta luego.